everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Katarina and this is Bo. And if you're new to our channel, you can like and subscribe to the video. And I hope you like this video. So let's get started. So today I wanted to show you pictures I got done of Bo for Valentine's Day. I had gotten them done a week late because the person who was supposed to do the pictures actually got the flu. So I got them done a little later than I wanted to, but they turned out really cute. And I think that everybody will like them. Sorry that my hair is it's like a big mess today. I'm getting my hair dyed a different color tonight on the bottoms. So I will have to show that in another video. But I have not washed it for 2 days because I'm trying to make the color stay in longer, and that was the only way to do it. So we are going to, I guess show you, I'm going to show you the pictures of Bo, and then to make the video a little longer, I guess I could start a labor and delivery story. But I'm going to show you some pictures of Bo. I'm going to insert them in the next parts of the video. Sorry, I don't know how to talk today. But I'm going to insert them in the video and you'll be able to see them. So here they are. So I'm filming this part of the video from my couch because the baby's sleeping. So I'm going to do something else in the video to make it a little bit longer because that's really short. I'm actually now gonna tell my labor and delivery story because I didn't plan on telling it until a little later, but now I think I can. So I'm gonna tell my labor and delivery story, and it'll be a little rocky, but I'm gonna tell it as best as I can. So first, starting off with my labor and delivery story, I had Bo on May 24th, 2019 at 4:54 p.m. So one day prior, early in the morning, like really early in the morning, I had started having contractions, or I knew that they were contractions. So I went to try to go to bed and I couldn't. I was up till really late and I decided, well, it's time to go to the hospital. So I told my mom, I said, let's go. I went to the hospital and I went to Lewisburg Evangelical Hospital for the place to have Bo. And when I got there, I was only 1 centimeter dilated. I don't even think I was 1. I think I was almost there, but I wasn't. So they checked me and I was there until about 7 in the morning maybe. And they had said I didn't really dilate anymore, so they were gonna send me home so that I could be more comfortable and hopefully move my contractions along so that I wouldn't be in the hospital as long. So I went home and I sat at home for a while, took some Tylenol, hopefully that I would hope it would help. It didn't really help, but you know, in that moment I was kind of like, yeah, let's try Tylenol on it. I had back labor, so it was I was feeling pain in my back, so I wasn't even feeling it in my stomach, and it was just terrible. It was a constant like back pain, and like the contractions just kept pushing, and I was like, let's try something. So I ended up taking Tylenol. I mean, it eased it a teeny bit, not a lot, but I did end up taking like an hour nap, and then it got bad, so I kind of woke up. After that, I wanted to move my contractions along, so we went to Walmart, walked around Walmart for a little bit, and then I was like, oh, this isn't enough. So we went to the park. We went to the town park, and I walked around for a long time. I walked around probably like an hour. I walked around the park. Then I just went home and I sat down and waited. And then it got really strong and I was like, oh, Mom, I think we should go to the hospital. So yeah, we went again. And on the way there, it was just really strong and I had a feeling that I would be able to stay this time. So I went in and it was 8 o'clock at night, I think. It might have been a little sooner, it might have been 7. But we got there, I think it was 8 o'clock at night that we got there. But we got there and they were like, we're keeping you, I think it was 4 centimeters at that point. And they're like, we're keeping you and you're gonna have a baby probably in the next day or 2. So I was like, yes, finally, he's gonna come. Well, it took a little longer than I expected. I thought it would be like, some people's labor, like, from what I had heard, were like 8 hours or like 20 hours at the most is what I had heard. But what I wasn't prepared for was 39 hours of labor. I was in labor for 39 hours and it was back labor, so it was pretty strenuous. I was tired, but I didn't want medication. So at first when I went in, I was like, okay, we'll do the whirlpool, because they had like a whirlpool jacuzzi tub that you could sit in to try to relieve it, like with the jets and everything. So I probably sat in there for about 2 hours. And then I was like, yeah, let's go lay down. So I was a series of laying down, standing up, laying down, standing up. They kept a monitor on my stomach most of the time. So sometimes I couldn't stand up, or if I wanted to stand up, I had to have help. So it was kind of strenuous at that point because I wanted to get up and I wanted to sit down, and then at some points I couldn't. And my stomach was big, but it wasn't that big. So my monitor kept sliding and it just wasn't that good. They ended up actually having to put a monitor on his actual head, like inside of my uterus, because they couldn't keep the monitor on me because my stomach was too small. So I just kept doing everything. I used the ball, like the one where you bounce on it, whatever. Use that, try to help with the pain. Most of the time, the pain relief was pushing into my back. Like the nurse or my mom would like push into my back like this. They had to push forcefully until the contraction went over. I did really good with my deep breaths. I didn't think I'd do that well because I have anxiety, but at that point, I was not having any anxiety attacks. I just wanted the baby to be born because I was in so much pain. So I think I went 36 to 37 hours with nothing, no pain medication. Finally, I was like, okay, we're going to get something. So I had to be convinced to get the first medication, which I think was called Nubane. I think that's what it's called. But I was nervous on that one because I was loopy, but I did fall asleep for a little bit, like a tiny bit. And then they had to give me Pitocin, and Pitocin made my contractions stronger. So then it was painful again. Then finally, like 2 hours before I had him, I was like, yeah, let's do the epidural. So I did the epidural. Finally, like, I gave in. I didn't want to do it because the thought of having a needle in my back, and I've read risks before that people would paralyze, and I was like, yeah, no, not with my anxiety, I'm not doing that. But I, at that point, was too tired, and I would have not been able to do as well as I did if I would have not had gotten some sleep, because I hadn't slept in a really long time. So when I had the epidural, I just kind of laid there, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I mean, it's kind of what I thought it would be, but it wasn't that bad, so it was all good. And then shortly after that, I actually had pushed, like, they said I was ready, I was dilated, and I was ready to have a baby. So I think I pushed for 30 minutes. I think it was 30 minutes, and then he was out. I remember that, like, you think, like, pushing in a movie, like, you think of, like, just, like, oh, you're pushing, they're coming out. No, like, pushing a baby is not what you would expect. Like, you have to use your legs, you have to, like, pull them up, use all your strength. Like, even if you haven't slept in a while, you have to use all your strength or you're not getting that baby out. So it was strenuous, and afterwards my muscles ached for a long time because of it. It's just not what you would think. But all I felt during that point was pressure because I had the epidural, so I didn't really feel any pain. Let me think. So when I finally had him, they did the delayed cord clamping, so they put them up on your chest. And I wanted to breastfeed, so they had done that already, like, had him breastfeed. My mom cut the cord. She was in the room with me, so she cut the cord. My siblings and my grandmother were all at the hospital, but they were downstairs getting stuff, and then they were gonna come back up when he was born. And so after that, he did really good breastfeeding. He was a really good breastfeeder from the beginning. They measured him, and they said he was 18 inches long as a baby, but I think he was a little longer. He just wasn't stretched out. Because afterwards, at an appointment, they, like, stretched him out and did something, and I think he was, like, 21 inches, so I'm not sure. But he weighed 6 pounds, 13 ounces, and he was just really healthy. Like, I would say he was really healthy. He was just a really good baby from the first moment he was born. He barely cried. He still barely cries, and he was just, like content. He just looked at you, looked at your face, and he was content. And even now, he doesn't need toys to be content. Like, he likes them, but he doesn't need them. He's just an overall really good baby. I couldn't have asked for a better first experience baby because, as a young mom, most of the time, it's strenuous. I mean, it's strenuous on any moms, but for a young person, it may be a little different because depending on the parent situation or anything that's going on. But for me, like, when I was pregnant, my worst fear was that I wasn't going to be able to handle the crying, and not handle it in a bad way, but, like, just, like, mentally I would be upset and everything, and he just turned out to be a really, really good baby, so I was very happy about that. But yeah, that's pretty much my labor and delivery story. Afterwards, my grandmother and my siblings came in the room, and they got to see him, and they were all excited, and my brother at first wasn't very excited to come hold him, but he wanted to be one of the first ones to hold him. And it was a really cool experience, to have all of them there and have that support. Afterwards, I was very hungry because I had not eaten in a long time. I didn't want to eat, and you're not supposed to eat anyway. But I had a cheeseburger as my first meal afterwards because that's what I was craving at that point. And I was like, yeah, that's what I want. So I had this big meal in front of me because I got to order it and everything I wanted on it. So it was pretty good. And I loved my midwives. And the nurses, they were all amazing. They were all amazing, and I couldn't have asked for a better experience. It's a super nice hospital. It's like secluded a little bit, so it's not a huge hospital, and everything was just amazing. I had the best care. I was explained everything that was happening, And I feel like if I would have been at a bigger hospital and they would have been more rushed, I wouldn't have had that, and I would have had more anxiety. So overall, I'm very happy with how my labor went and how everything went at the hospital. So that is basically the end of this video, because I just wanted to tell my story. And I'm very happy that I did now, because I'm more open about telling my labor and delivery story now. Then it was a little different, but now I am. So to end this video, I wanted to show how my hair turned out. This is the next morning after I had it done, but I wanted it to go purple. So we lightened it a little bit and tried to put purple in it. As you can see, it did a little bit, like in the parts that were really light, and I really like that color, but it's not as purple as I wanted it to be. I'm hoping that next time I can just lighten it more and then put more purple in it, because I really do like that color. I just wish it would have been more vibrant so you would see it better. But I'll have to get that done again next week and see how it goes. I really like it, so trying something new, but I want purple hair. So we're gonna do it. But see you all next time, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and hope to see you back next time.